It had been 3 years since Jimmy Broderick stood trial for murder. 2 men had attacked a young couple in Lover's Lane. The man had been killed. The girl barely escaped with her life. The case was a sore spot for me because I had defended Jimmy Broderick and lost. Now a prisoner named Steve Hawkins, critically injured in a riot, wanted to spill something to help Jimmy. But when I arrived at the prison, Hawkins was dead.
I'm sorry about this, Mr. Maris. It happened about 15 minutes ago. But you wouldn't have been able to talk to him. He was unconscious.
He told you nothing, huh?
All I could get from him was Broderick got a bum rap, and don't let my sister find out.
I checked the record. Nobody with the name of Hawkins was involved in that Lover's Lane case.
And Broderick's outside. Would you like to talk to him?
Please.
Send Broderick in. You know, he was a model prisoner up to a couple of months ago. Now he's getting tough and troublesome.
Mr. Maris. Jimmy? Gosh, I haven't heard from you so long, I thought you forgot. The new trial. It's all set, huh?
Sit down, please.
Well, you didn't come up here just to say hello, did you?
I came because Steve Hawkins asked me to. Before he died, he wanted to see me. How did he know about me?
Well, I told him about the trial, how you defended me.
Did you know him outside?
No, sir. No, he came in about a year ago on a robbery rap, and, well, we got to be good friends.
It sounded to me as if he knew something that would help you.
Help me? Never said anything.
Did you ever meet his sister?
No.
Whatever he had in mind, he didn't want his sister to find out.
Hey, maybe he was in on the murder. Maybe he was the one with O'Neill.
O'Neill was killed by police when Jimmy was picked up. Let's go over it again. The night of the murder, you met O'Neill in the pool hall and played him a few games.
Yes, sir. I hadn't seen him for weeks until that night.
Did the name Hawkins crop up?
I don't remember. All I know is we went out to get in his car. I got in and the shooting started. Cops came from everywhere.
They found jewelry from the murdered man and a bloody knife in that car, Jimmy.
I didn't have anything to do with it. It was O'Neill's car. Steve must have done the job with him. That's what he wanted to tell you.
Did Hawkins look like Jimmy?
No. He was a head shorter, heavier, years older.
The description the girl gave the police fitted you, not Hawkins. Whatever he knew, he took with him.
Oh, that's great. That's just great. He's dead and I'm in jail for 20 years. Well, you got to do something, Mr. Maris. You got to get me out of here.
I'll follow it up, but I can't promise you anything, Jimmy.
Well, that's all we've got on Hawkins. Assault, breaking and entering, nothing big until the night he and another man robbed a drugstore and shot the clerk.
Does the name O'Neill show up anywhere?
O'Neill, Broderick's partner?
Jimmy said they weren't partners.
Well, that's not what the girl said. Miss Langley identified Broderick, but good.
She made an honest mistake.
Larry O'Neill's not mentioned in this. Hawkins had the reputation of being very close-mouthed. As a matter of fact, he wouldn't even tell us who was in on the drugstore job.
I suppose you tried to find out.
Yes, of course I tried to find out. You might call it honor among thieves. Hawkins never ratted on anybody.
Well, he was about to before he died. The only hint we've got is that he might have hurt his sister. You got an address on her?
Jane Hawkins, yeah. You got it here someplace. There it is, 149 A Street. Let's go.
Jane Hawkins had moved from the address on A Street. Since her brother's imprisonment, she had married. Her name was Mrs. Fred Wilson. We found her at a drive-in restaurant where she worked as a car hop.
Are you Mrs. Wilson?
Yes.
I'd like
like you to meet a friend of mine. This is Mr. Maris, an attorney. I'm Lieutenant West of the Police Department.
Mrs. Wilson.
What do you want with me?
It's about your brother.
They called me. I told them where to send his body.
Your brother talked a little bit before he died.
What did he say? Send me a message or something?
Not exactly. How well did you know Larry O'Neill?
Larry O'Neill. Who's he?
I think back about 3 years. A man was killed by police after a murder.
I didn't even live here then. I was in New York up to 18 months ago.
Your brother lived here?
So what? Steve might have known him, but I didn't.
Does the name Jimmy Broderick mean anything to you?
No. It's quitting time. I gotta go.
You take a cab back and forth to work?
No, that's my husband.
Oh. Would you stay here with Mr. Maris for a minute, please?
Your brother wanted to confess something. He didn't want you to hear that confession. I'd like to know why.
I haven't the slightest idea.
I think you're lying.
So prove it. You've got some nerve. My brother gets killed by a bunch of stick-happy guards, and you give me a hard time because he mentioned my name.
Lieutenant, I never even met Jane's brother. We've only been married 6 months. He was already in jail.
What town are you from?
Baltimore. Hi, honey.
Mrs. Wilson, if you remember anything, I'd appreciate it if you'd give us a call.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Well, Herb, I'll check out the stories, but it looks like a bum steer.
I wonder if Miss Langley would be willing to reconsider her identification.
That's worth a try.
Oh, hello, Lieutenant.
Could we speak to you, Miss Langley?
Come in.
I imagine you remember Mr. Maris.
I should. He did everything but crucify me at the trial.
I felt positive you'd made a mistake. I still do.
I'm equally positive I didn't.
Mr. Maris has come up with some new evidence. Nothing concrete, but it does cause a little doubt in my mind.
Well, nothing could cause me any doubt.
Not even the words of a dying man? A friend of Jimmy's died claiming that Broderick was innocent.
How would he know?
Well, that's what we want to find out. Would you consent to going up to the penitentiary and taking another look at Broderick?
What for?
Sometimes with the healing of wounds, the absence of
I
pressures.
picked him out of the lineup. I identified him in court. Now, that's enough.
You testified you were sitting in your boyfriend's car discussing marriage plans when two men stepped out of the night. Are you so calm?
I
and
won't
collected?
listen to that again, Mr. Merritt.
In that brief instant, you saw a man's face. It was dark. He might have resembled Broderick.
I'm not a child. I know what I saw.
If you could admit the possibility of a mistake, then I could reopen the case.
No. Lieutenant, if he gets out of jail, come after me. He'll kill me this time. I know it. I know it.
Take it easy on her, Herb.
You're an emotional woman. I say you were blinded by that emotion when you identified Broderick.
Did emotion put this scar on my face? He was close to me. This close. A man with a knife in his hand. No matter how dark it is, you don't forget things like that. It was... It was... Does Mr. Maris have to be here?
Right this way, Miss Langley. Hi, Smith. How's it going?
Hi, Lieutenant.
Right over here. Sit down, Miss Langley. Since you didn't want to take another look at Broderick, I thought you'd come in here and look some pictures over for me.
This wasn't a case of mistaken identity, Lieutenant. I swear.
Oh, Miss Langley, Mr. Maris would like to ask you some questions, if you don't mind.
Why should he question me? My eyesight is perfect. I even gave you the license number of the car, and you said it was remarkable that I even remembered it.
You still have a good memory, Miss Langley? Broderick's face, for instance?
I'll never forget it as long as I live.
Smith, bring in the mug book. I want Miss Langley to have a look at it. Just open it up there. Thank you. This is Miss Langley.
What do you do?
Start anywhere, Miss Langley. Something wrong?
Supposed to be in jail.
Took you a long time to recognize him, Miss Langley.
He's supposed to be in jail.
I saw you walk past that desk. You didn't look back once.
Why should I? It's been 3 years. He's changed.
Be honest, Miss Langley. A face that indelibly imprinted on your mind should cause some reaction.
I won't be tricked. I was thinking about something else when I came in here. Lieutenant, I took you for your word. I didn't think you'd aid a criminal.
I arranged this meeting because I thought you were a reasonable woman. Reasonable enough to realize how simple it could be for you to be wrong.
Please, miss, give me a break.
No. I didn't make a mistake. He's the man.
Miss Langley.
No.
No use forcing it.
Do you believe her?
Yes. For a minute, I thought you had something, but she recognized it.
It took her too long.
Under the circumstances, I can't agree. You're going to have to find another way to help your boy.
There are no other ways. That's the reason Jimmy's in jail.
Wait a minute, Herb. I've gone as far as I can. I don't like setting a trap for people, no matter who, unless I have substantial evidence to back it up. Still, there's only one thing that bothers me. Jimmy, if Hawkins was such a good friend of yours, knew you were innocent, why didn't he tell you?
I guess he wasn't that good a friend. You know, the night you guys shot Larry O'Neill, if only you hadn't killed him, I wouldn't be in this mess.
Yes, and you wouldn't be in this mess if you hadn't been with him.
Jimmy, did Hawkins ever talk to you about his sister?
Yeah, some.
No, what was said?
Oh, I don't remember much. Except when she got married.
Why particularly then?
Well, Steve didn't like the guy she was marrying. Said he was a cheap, two-bit punk, and that he'd bust it up if he was on the outside.
You sure of that?
Well, yes, sir. In fact, it's the only time I ever heard Steve talk bad about his sister.
Her husband's name was Wilson. He said he didn't know Hawkins.
Well, Steve Hawkins sure knew him. I got the idea they pulled a job together.
Wait a minute. I checked on Wilson. He checked out clean.
Where'd you get that impression, Jimmy?
Well, it was nothing Steve said. It was the way he said it. Hey, now, look, I don't want to get this guy Wilson into trouble. Steve's sister wouldn't like that at all.
All right, Jimmy, that's all. God.
I'll be in touch with you, Jimmy.
Yes, sir.
Use your key. Hofer. I don't know why it's so much trouble for you to use your key. I think I've got it, Fred. Look out, Mexico. Here we go. I'm going on a vacation.
You may be at that, but you're practicing the wrong exercise.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the penalty of obstructing justice.
I leveled with you.
And why don't you refresh your memory, Mrs. Wilson? You forgot to tell us your husband and brother were very good friends.
So I forgot. I don't even remember you asking.
Our mistake. Then it was your husband who lied.
Why did he deny knowing your brother?
How do I know? Ask him.
I will. I take it he's due home now.
No.
Mrs. Wilson,
If you refuse to cooperate, I might make that charge complicity in murder.
Murder? Nobody died in that
The drugstore robbery? That's right. The clerk was only shot in the leg.
The drugstore robbery isn't the only reason we want your husband.
That's the only job Steve and Fred ever...
Steve wasn't in the other robbery.
You going to tell us where your husband is, or would you rather think about it behind bars?
He said he might come home early. Usually checks in at the cab depot at 5:30.
All right, get your coat. Well, Herb, we'll pick him up at the cab depot, but I'll have to hold her until we do.
I'll meet you there, Lieutenant, with Miss Lang.
Listen, the only way you'll get her to cooperate is at gunpoint, and that's not advice.
Miss Langley, I must talk to you. I promise you, it'll be the last time. Please.
Thought after what happened at police headquarters, you'd leave me alone.
Miss Langley, a young man has spent 3 years in jail. He's got nobody to turn to. Nobody asked for help but me. I have nobody to turn to but you.
Then why do you refuse to believe me? Mr. Maris, I'm an honest person. I've never done anything against the law. Yet you're taking a criminal's word against mine.
I've found out from long experience that the more positive a person feels, the less likely he is to accept another person's opinion. It's too bad we can't go to an encyclopedia or a reference book and get the facts.
I don't need an encyclopedia, Mr. Maris. I was there.
Suppose I could show you a way to prove conclusively that I'm wrong. Would you take me up on it?
What way would that be?
Another suspect. Lieutenant Weston is going to ask him some questions. All you have to do is observe and listen.
I've got a lot better things to do with my time, Mr. Maris.
And the freedom to do them? It'll be 17 years before Jimmy Broderick has a chance to do what he wants with his time.
You mean before he can get his hands on a knife again?
You know, I'm beginning to get the impression you've gotten rather attached to that scar. It must give you a feeling of importance to be able to control another human being's life. It's like a weapon, isn't it? You wouldn't get rid of it if you could.
Get out.
Display the weapon.
Get out of here.
Chop 20 years off a man's life. What difference does it make if he's innocent? You're an innocent bystander, an eye for an eye.
No, that's not fair.
Fair? Now, who's playing fair? Certainly not you, Miss Langley. If Jimmy Broderick's innocent, there's no way of punishing you for your crime.
All right. All right, let's go, Mr. Maris. I'm going to give you lots and lots of rope. And then I want an apology for your crime against me.
Nice of you to come, Miss Langley. I suppose Mr. Maris has explained.
Yes.
There he is now, Herb.
He's not the man.
Are you sure from this distance?
I have to check in now, Lieutenant. Besides, I told you everything I knew the other day.
You didn't tell us this. The drugstore robbery Hawkins was sent up for.
What about it?
I found out you were in on it.
Who says so?
Your wife, she said you were going to take a trip to Mexico, but I straightened her out.
Who are you kidding? Look, Lieutenant, I wasn't born yesterday. My wife can't testify against me, and you can't arrest me without evidence. So what's the beef?
I might be able to find something, like, say, a robbery and murder of a young couple 3 years ago.
Why did you ask me about that bank job last week? Or maybe that jewelry store holdup over in Main Street?
The one I'm talking about is the one Larry O'Neill pulled, and another man. The girl in the case identified Jimmy Broderick, but she may be wrong.
Lieutenant, I told you I wasn't even around here 3 years. Hey, what is this?
I don't know.
Take off your cap.
Who is she?
That's the wristwatch. Where did you get it?
What do you think? I bought it.
That's exactly like the one I gave.
Any engraving on it?
No.
The only thing that wasn't found in O'Neill's car was the money in the watch. All right, Wilson, take it off and let's see it. Take it off.
Sure, Lieutenant. I'll even show you the bill of sale. All right, drop your gun, Lieutenant. Kick it out of the car. You get over there. You make one move and I'll kill her.